dawn in Jamaica women's football. And the finish was deadly. Chanel Spence has done it again. Chance for Fraser's whip. Going forwards! They've got that!
Richard is with it inside the box! Easy does it!
Hello and welcome to the grand finale of the Jamaica Women's Premier League season. I'm Janae Robinson, yes, the sports girlie. And just like you, I'm counting down to the curtain call of what has truly been a remarkable season in women's football. But it isn't only me here today in studio. I'm joined by what you may know him as the prediction guru, Leger Williams. How you doing, Leger?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to not only this preview show, but also I'll be on color commentary for the final. I personally can't wait.
Yes, and I can't wait to hear what you have in store tonight. Well, whether you're tuning in on PBC Jamaica or joining us via the Jamaica Women's Premier League YouTube page, we are thrilled to have you with us. This is a celebration of talent, teamwork, and triumph, and we're glad that you are a part of it. But don't forget, like, share, and drop a comment. Let's show the world that women's football in Jamaica is vibrant, competitive, and here to stay. Now, while football is front and center, this season was also about creating the right environment, one that supports the development of women in sports both on and off the pitch. From administrators to partners, everyone played a role in making the girls feel confident, capable, and yes, stylish. Because when you look good, you feel good, and you play even better. Speaking of which, did you catch the semi-final campaign ad? Let's take a look. And right after, we'll go behind the scenes of what was a fun and fabulous shoot.
There's nothing quite like the music game in the land of wood and water. Ladies and gentlemen.
Will seek the crown. Who will be the queens of the land? Watch the Jamaica Women's Premier League this Saturday.
We definitely wanted to do something different. Definitely wanted to do something that people would not expect.
We really just wanted to take the girls out of their environment and put them in a space where they're pretty much comfortable and are able to showcase themselves to the world.
It was just doing something different, and that's what we came up with. Fashion ball. That's what we call it.
I was honored to be a part of this, to know that, because I know that fashion sells anything. So when Carlin reached out to me and solution, you know, they need me to style or to make some outfit for these females, I was honored because most of my clients are female, and to know that sports and fashion coming together, that's something that I'm passionate about.
We also wanted to be more original, so we did decide to now produce the track.
We don't cut it just because of the high energy we will go with. This kind of beat, the modeling sound, it's almost like a chant. You gotta always get that energy coming out of that.
Papito, big up yourself.
So I did a white and a red dress, and this is a twin. So I was excited to, you know, see them personality and feel it out. I did a dress with some pumpkin sleeve, which is kind of very classy, kind of corporate, and then, you know, we're fusing the corporate side with sport. And I also did like a dust kind of rust pink, a rough but still sexy and classy vibe to this young woman. And I just love the process, you know, just from fitting it to see that it contour her body perfect.
So when we go up on the runway and then...
Today is actually our shoot day.
They feel beautiful, you know, so I'm happy to play that big role of being their hairstylist.
Big thank you to Neelise, who came on board to do the hairstyling for the girls.
I mean, she slayed. I mean,
Tammy Monique Samuels, who came on board as well to handle the makeup for the girls.
Our makeup was okay.
And Lucian Harrison, who is providing all the outfits free for the girls.
Lucian was absolutely amazing.
And last but by no means least, Yendi Phillips, who came on board just for overall support of women's football.
Make sure you support the Women's Premier League.
All in all, we're happy with how the promo turned out. We're happy what we did this season. Naturally, we're looking to elevate the experience and the production. See you next season.
I want to do this girl thing once in a while, but the heels thing does not work.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Now, let's be honest. When you look back on the season, it's clear that the two best teams in the country have earned their spots in this final. What do you say, Leger?
Oh, most definitely. Frazier's Whip, I think, have been nothing short of spectacular. What they've done throughout the regular season and in the playoff section, the semi-final, I really don't know what to say. The quality that they have, the goals they've been scoring, and they haven't been conceding either. And then when you think about their regular season form, playing their 20 games, only dropping points once, and that game has a lot of significance when we go forward to the goals of the season. But believe you me, they have been not only one of the most dominant women's teams in Jamaican football history this season, but also just across the entire landscape. And I think they'll be raring to go against this Cavalier team.
I definitely agree with you. Some of those players on Frazier's Whip have known them from high school, and to see them grow and blossom into young women that are now playing for a club and doing well, and they're at the top of their game, I'm very excited to see them. But well, you talked about Cavalier, and their male counterparts have been doing very well. I know the pressure is probably on the females.
Oh, most definitely. And when you think about it, many would say that Frazier's Whip are actually the favorites in this scenario, and rightfully so. But one thing we know about Cavalier on a whole, as a football organization, they thrive off being those underdogs and coming up and rising. So they're a very good team in their own right. They're also very strong offensively, strong defensively. They're very well coached. And even though they have lost 2 games this season, only 2 games, it must be said those 2 games were against Frazier's Whip. So we're going to have to see how this game will play out. But right now, you call me prediction guru. I'll save it for a little bit later. But I'm hedging my bets a little bit on the team Frazier's Whip.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a good final tonight. But we need to look at how did we get here. You want to give me some history on that?
Yeah, because once these teams got into the playoff stage, the semi-final round, I think Frazier's Whip, it was pretty obvious that they were going to get the better of their opponents, and it was the same for Cavalier. And both teams in the first legs, they really had this done and dusted.
Yes.
Scoring 5 goals, Cavalier scoring 4. They didn't really need to do much once we got into the second leg, and I'm sure they rested some legs, and I'm sure it's going to lead to what's going to be a very competitive encounter tonight in this final. And oh my goodness, I can't stop saying it. I can't wait for this game. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it.
Well, lucky thing you'll be in commentary, so you'll have, what you call it? first-class view to tonight's final.
Yeah, I have the bird's eye view, and hopefully, because one thing that we've grown accustomed when we see any Frazier's Whip team taking on a Cavalier team, we're going to see some goals. Speaking of goals, though, we've seen some stunners this season, and let's see some of the best they have to offer.
That's not the best clearance. Here's a chance for Gregory now. Gregory, goal! So when Gregory took a chance, bought the ticket, won the lotto. Corner kick for Frazier's Whip. They move quickly. Shauna K. Chambers with space to work with. Lovely ball inside. Oh, what a goal that is. Beautifully executed. Chambers with the pinpoint accuracy. That was the most convincing clearance. An opportunity here for Felicia Reed. And now the effort from Andreen Smith. And now the follow-up is put away. And there you have it. Here's the Federal. And there's an attempt. Oh, they get the second. And it was a snapshot again. And Smith sends it out wide. Gets a return ball, Smith. And here's an attempt. And Reed. Oh, what a finish. That's a beautiful finish. Here's the free kick from Davia Richards. Oh, that's outstanding. That is brilliant from Davia Richards.
Douglas, nice turn. Strike from out wide. And the deadlock has been broken.
And Los Perfectos with enough players back. The clearance made, not too far out. It's Mullings with a cracker. Oh, that's wonderful. It's dynamite from Abigail Mullings. Buckley, so slippery. Then she ran into Chantel Small, but I think the infringement had come before that. Surely this is the final chance. The wall set up. Chance for Frazier's Whip. Going goalwards! They've got it! At the death! She has had a magnificent game today. They may not have the perfect record, but they could very well have an unbeaten one. Still in the danger area, surely the clearance is made. Ninth minute. Jalicia Pinnock with her 6th goal of the season. And she has tried so hard to get the breakthrough, and what a time for it to come. Their top scorer this season. It's the 6th for her in this campaign.
How about that? We might disagree on which one was the best goal, but what's undeniable is the quality on display. What do you say, Leger?
I have to say, I'm not quite sure who would have picked these goals. Maybe it's my good friend and commentator, Javid Bryan. Maybe it's my other good friend and commentator, Donald Oliver. But one thing I can assure you is, you see that goal that was number 2, that free kick from Buckley, I mentioned it. When it comes on to keeping Frazier's Whip winning games, that's what left them undefeated for the season. A 97th minute free kick. That, I'm going to say that's number 2. But number 1, when without getting to it, that number 3 goal from Mullings, Arnett Garns, that long-range pile driver. You heard the commentary. When you hear that from Donald Oliver, you know that it's a very special goal. And
definitely.
That's all I really disagree with. But all 10 goals, fantastic.
Well, Leger, you're going to want to catch your breath because we'll be hearing directly from the players and the coaches on the other side of the break. Stick and stay.
Stephanie Morgan behind this. She goes goalwards! What a save that is! That's a spectacular stop!
I love football, but I don't just play for me. I do it for Jamaica and for the fans on the journey with us. The ones who live for every shot and cheer every goal. The ones who know that performing on the big stage means big effort with big support. And of course, chicken with big flavor.
KFC's Big Deal. 3 pieces of delicious chicken, fries, and a drink. The perfect fan fuel for cheering on or history-making reggae girls. KFC, proud sponsors of Khadija Shaw and the Reggae Girls.
The world through rose-colored glasses. Try the new and delicious True Shake Strawberry.
In sports, it's all about pushing your limits, giving it your all. Sometimes, the key to winning is knowing when to pause. It's not just about performance, it's about taking a moment, finding your rhythm. Taking time for myself, connecting mind and body, and finding my inner strength.
Pause to find power, because in those moments, we discover our true potential. Pause is power.
Welcome back to our coverage of the Jamaica Women's Premier League. I am Janae Robinson, your sports girlie, and I'm still here with Leger Williams, the prediction guru, but we'll talk a little bit later. Now, this is a familiar stage for the defending champions Frazsiers Whip. But what would it mean to go back-to-back and secure another title? Let's hear it from some of the players.
It would be a big thing because it would be the first time that I've ever win the Jamaica Women Premier League and the first time I come up so far in the league.
That was my first year with the team. I know they won last year and I know it was really meaningful for them. So to just win another year, that would be a testament to how much work they put in over the past 2 years. And it's just also would be really big for us because a lot of people are around us, rallying around us and putting lots of effort, time and money into us. So to just say thank you and just to win again would mean a lot to us.
For us, it would mean a lot to take home the trophy. I mean, we have come a long way as a team, you know, mixing with different emotions, with different moods, different people, and coming together to play a wonderful ball game. It would really mean a lot for us to win the trophy, take home the trophy, knowing that most of us are going off to college soon. You know, a one final hurrah would be the best.
For us to win is just another star. But I feel great, but a regular win, so it wouldn't mean anything to us. Yeah, we're tired for win, tired for win.
And of course, Cavalier are eyeing their own piece of history. They've shown grit and determination to get here, and tonight they'll look to finish the job.
Well, for bringing home the trophy this year would be a great feeling. From playing the league, a long time I win, so we really want to win back this title. It would be a great feeling.
It would be amazing to take home the trophy, honestly. To see all of the struggles we've been through this season. It would feel nice for the team and for the coaches to be proud of us and to take home the trophy this year. To go somewhere where some of us have never been before. It would be so amazing.
It will be a happy moment, an historical moment at the same time. You know, my teammates worked very hard, working their way up to the finals and becoming the champion of the Women's Premier League. Playing for Cavaliers for 9 years, coming this far, always running up to the second, place is third. So this time we make it to the final, we're going to do something different.
Well, it's a great feeling. I always want to take home the trophy from me playing football ever since. This year, our trophy, we can't have
prove everybody wrong.
Now we've heard from the players, And it's time to hear from the tacticians behind the scenes. First up, the man leading the champions, Courtney Dowdy.
Your team had an almost flawless season. How much would that help the unit in terms of confidence?
I mean, we started out by setting goals, and I think that is one of our goals. And so far, we have almost a perfect record, and I think we just need to continue throughout the finals.
How do you ensure that the confidence don't lead to being complacent?
I mean, I think that game that we played against Arnett Gardens, that was a wake-up call for us. That was a game that really and truly we wanted to win, but just snatch it at the end there. I think that was a wake-up call enough. And I believe that, they're grounded. I don't think they're overly confident. And I think that is good for us going into the finals.
I know you would have lost a couple of players who would have gone to school. How would that not impact the squad?
No, not at all. It doesn't impact. I think it impacts us in a positive way. Persons will step up to the plate. I'm confident we have persons that will step up to the plate and showcase their talent. So it's persons will see it as disadvantage, but I see it as an advantage. And I'm confident. It's the last game we played against Los Perfectos. You saw persons coming off the bench and delivering. So that is enough confidence going in.
Well, the coach sounds pretty confident, and I can see why the girls are performing so well. But over in the dugout, confidence is quietly brewing for Cavalier. Here's what Everdeen Scarlett had to say.
How's the team feeling right now?
I mean, we are motivated to play. We lost 2 times to this team, and I guess the ladies know what they have to do, or what they need to do to get on top. And I'm pretty confident that come Saturday, they will be ready and gearing to play.
Persons who maybe have Cavalier as the underdog, right? How will you ensure that you guys come out on top?
I mean, it's a final, and I mean, the game is played on the day. I wouldn't say Cavalier is the underdog. I mean, there's no pressure on us. And, a final, anything happen on the day, is who want it most will win.
I realize that Mr. Speed would have been very instrumental now in the matches. I start seeing close to the female team. How important is that in motivating the girls?
I mean, it's pretty motivated for the girls to see the technical director of the club. I mean, yeah, it's an integral part of the season now, and he being there now shows that he is a part, and I think that the ladies feel, pretty happy that he's there, supporting them.
How important is Chanel Spence for the finals to ensure that you guys bring it home?
A pretty awesome player, a pretty decent player. I mean, she's a handful for any team. But I mean, I think being in the final now, it's going to take a team effort, not just one individual player, which we know she's our go-getter. But if the team is not functioning, then, she can't play. So I'm banking on the team, to do what they need to do to help get her on the score sheet.
Well, there you have it. Coach Scarlett is confident in his girls, but we'll be looking to young Spence to be the game changer tonight. What do you say, Leger?
Yeah, and Chanel Spence has been a talisman throughout the season, and what she has been doing, scoring goals for absolute fun. 35 goals this season, and that's going at a rate of knots. Over 1.5 goals per game, and her goals have catapulted Cavalier. Of course, they aren't a shabby team, but she has been the deciding factor in so many games. You think back to even the semi-final where she was called upon, and of course she had to score too. Throughout the season, she's just been scoring, and it's becoming quite ridiculous the rate at which she's doing it. And of course, if Cavalier are going to get the result, if they're going to get the win, and they're going to get this title, she has to produce to a very high level. But I was here talking about goal scoring. How rude of me. I have to now mention Davia Richards from Frazsiers because she is a phenom when it comes to putting the ball into the back of the net. You hear, I can't stop saying goal because we're talking about Davia Richards, and it's not only the fact that she's scoring goals at such a frequent rate, it's the types of goals she's scoring. She says her idol is Neymar, and you can see that come out every time she touches a football. she's scoring bicycle kicks. She's dribbling through the field, she's scoring free kicks. She is what, a very popular saying, you put bums in seats. She is what people come and pay their money to see when we're talking about football. And she is going to be instrumental if Frazier's Whip are going to lift this title yet again. And I know you've been teasing this prediction guru thing. I hope you aren't planning to ask me for one.
I think I will, but stick a pin. We're almost there, Ligier. The energy is building and the players are getting ready. And kickoff is just around the corner. I know you have to go into commentary. I'll surely miss you.
I'll miss you too.
But what's the prediction?
Well, there's certainly going to be goals. I can bet on that. You heard I couldn't stop saying it. But I have to lean Frazier's Whip. They're too dominant. I've been burned in the past betting against Cavalier, but this time I'm going to do it again. I'm going for a Frazier's Whip 3-1 victory. Who is going to get on the score sheet? Going to have to wait and see.
Well, you know, Ligier has all the facts, all the stats, and he knows everything about football. So you're going to want to stick around because after the break, he'll be in commentary with Javid Bryan. Stick around.
Beating one, Destiny Power, lovely stuff. Brilliant save by Christian Chambers.
We're always innovating to keep you always moving forward.
Team, we need to pass the ball quicker, much quicker. And you need to make sure. Need to. I'm the coach. And I'm the assistant coach. No. Your job is to bring the water and keep us hydrated. Matter of fact, where's the water?
I've got it, coach.
I don't just play for me. I do it for Jamaica and for the fans on the journey with us. The ones who live for every shot and cheer every goal. The ones who know that performing on the big stage means big effort with big support. And of course, chicken with big flavor.
KFC's Big Deal. 3 pieces of delicious chicken, fries, and a drink. The perfect fan fuel for cheering on or history-making reggae girls. KFC, proud sponsors of Khadija Shaw and the Reggae Girls.
Welcome back. And players are lining up. The tension is rising. The stakes, massive. Will Frazier's Whip defend their crown, or will Cavalier claim their first major triumph in the women's game? Here to take you through the action of tonight's stellar encounter is our commentary team of Javid Bryan and Ligier Williams. Let the final...
Welcome to our live coverage. Thank you, Janae, for that welcome. Lovely night sky of Old Hope Road in St. Andrew, Jamaica, for the grand finale of the Jamaica Women's Premier League. Defending champions Frazier's Whip up against Cavalier at the Ash 9 Stadium here at Jamaica College. This is what is up for grabs tonight. Both teams will be dying to get their hands on this at the end of 90 plus stoppage time plus penalty kicks, if that's what written in the stars. But this is what teams will be on batter form tonight. Welcome to our listeners near and far, the local arena or in the diaspora. Fans are already making their way and filling up this mini stadium here, Cavalier. They have been begging, they have been knocking for quite some time, losing to their arch rival in the finals in 2023. They've been there on a few more occasions, but just coming up short. We're just moments away from teams exiting the dugout. See lots of familiar faces. There's Everdeen Scarlett, the head coach of Cavalier. Xavier Gilbert as well, former schoolgirl coach at Excelsior, had a stint as well, I believe with the Reggae Girls. And now a big transfer in the local Premier League market from Arnett Gardens now to Montego Bay United. Lots of qualified coaches here in this little island here, Jamaica. But this is where the party is tonight. At the Ashenine Stadium for the pinnacle of women's football in Jamaica. There is Frazsiers Whip making their way down to the marching area. It's a lovely venue, home of the Jamaica College, many-time Manning Cup champions. But a different story will be written in their backyard tonight. Talked about a whip that has been lashing all season. Some emphatic performances, some flashing of teams in this league. But who more is formidable to put a big challenge to the defending champions other than Cavalier? History is also on the cards tonight. If Cavalier come out on top tonight, they'll be the first team in Jamaica to win both male and female championship at the Premier League level. And Cavalier in this side of the league, women's side of the league, they have only lifted this trophy once. It's been quite some time. I'm sure they would love to get their hands on another tonight. So just moments away from the teams entering the park. And of course, Adat Hamilton will lead the charge of the officiating team. She'll be assisted by Jessica Kerr Wilson, Stephanie Dale, Easting, Karen Wilson will be the fourth official. A defining moment. This is what pressure looks like. A continuous force exerted against two opposing objects. And for this very moment, the objective is clear for Pascal or Newton, whichever team you may want to ascribe. Two juggernauts in the island's top-flight Premier League collides at the Ashenine Stadium. They can only hope that the road that lies ahead has their name written in the stars. The Avengers from Cavalier hopes to rewrite history, having lost to Frazsiers Whip 2 years ago at this very stage. A rematch in the grand finale of the Jamaica Women's Premier League. It's almost time for fireworks, but just before that, we will always stand for the national anthem. But just before that, we should have the greeting party, and that will be led by Christina Hudson, the chairperson of the Professional Women's Football Jamaica Limited, Crystal Walters, general manager of the PWJFL, Elaine Walker-Brown, VP, head of women's football, JFF, Hubert Busby, coach of Jamaica's senior reggae girls, Andre Roper, marketing manager of KFC, and Jason Sawyers, managing director, Sora Media, Kishan Williamson, chief operating officer, Cavalier, and Marcia Pinnock, team manager of Frazsiers Whip.
Have a good match.
Thank you. I'm sure man like how never play. All the best. All the best. All the best, ladies. All the best, man.
Yeah, some cool handshakes there from members of the greeting party. Hubert Busby there, Andre Roper, Soro Media director Jason Sawyers. Bright smiles on these players' faces during the pleasantries. And now we will pay our respect to the national anthem. Yeah, again, welcome to our live coverage of the Jamaica Women's Premier League Grand Finale. In the commentary box, my name is Javid Bryan, and alongside me is my analyst, Lijake Williams, for tonight's proceedings. Your prospects for tonight's encounter.
Yeah, and I think you summed it up pretty perfectly heading into this contest, the history between both teams, the pageantry as well. Of course, they would have met earlier in the season on a couple of occasions. Frazsiers Whip, they've been imperious throughout this season so far. They aim to complete the jugular and finish this season not only unbeaten in the regular season, but champions overall as well. A star-studded cast Davia Richards, the captain and number 10, leads the line.
Yeah, this is how they line up. Sir Jane Anderson remains in goal for Frazier's Whip. And of course, a back three of Jodian Thomas, Janiel Minot, Neville Abel, Akila Johnson, a fantastic defensive midfielder I've been saying all season. She will sit in the middle there to anchor the defense and help to transition with the midfield here. David Richards, you see there, as well as Destiny Powell. Tiny Seaton returns to the starting lineup, and Natalia Atkinson has been fantastic out wide for this Frazier's Whip unit. And of course, their head coach by Mr. Dowdy. And of course, you will see timid faces just before the start of this one. But these two teams are really strong in their own right. Yeah, confirmation of the officiating team headed by Edith Hamilton. To the coin toss. And of course, this should be finished by a photograph. Ashley, the captain of Cavalier, sturdy in defense. And Davia Richards, the leading goal scorer of the league for Frazier's Whip. Two opposing captains in two different portions of the field. We should expect to see a good battle. Time now for Cavalier lineup. Ornella Lindsay has been fantastic. She has a fantastic story as regards to her being in goal. Ornelia Perkins, Shanique Smith, and Ashley, the back four, completed by Janelle Graham. And of course, Kaden Edwards, Stephanie Morgan, and Tamara Sullivan will complete the midfield. Shady Shirley, their number 7, Dangerous Kershaw Thomas, and 35 goal of the season, Miss Chanel Spence, their number 10, will complete that top 3 for Cavalier. As the Priors goes up and the atmosphere gets tense. I can also say myself in the commentary box is also nervous as to see what is to come in this one, Lijay.
You say nervous, I say excited. I cannot wait for this matchup. So much to look forward to, so much quality on show. This game usually delivers teams of the 2 highest quality in the land. High-level coaches. You couldn't ask for anything more on a stage like this. And these players, I'm sure they're very much up for it. And just a hunch, I think we'll see, at the very least, a few goals here tonight. That's something I'm looking forward to as well, especially the quality of goals we've been seeing from the players on these two teams. Everdeen Scarlett, he has tasted victory, not as a head coach for Cavalier this year, was on that coaching staff for Cavalier as he lifted several titles in the men's game.
Yeah, as we look at Frazier's Whip, just to note a few standout players are not in the starting lineup tonight. The likes of Buckley, who have gone out to travel overseas on scholarship, returns to Daytona State College to finish her tertiary education. Also, their left back in Lewis, DeJohnny Lewis, will not be here as well. She is also traveling overseas to her university college. But the quality still remains, even though these top quality players have already left because of school assignments. And also, Lois, she has a twin sister that plays for Los Perfectus, and they both have already left for college. So, this one begins. Frazier's Whip cladded in their yellow and white. Cavalier sporting their full black. And we expect to see some great talent on display tonight.
Cavalier surely will relish their slightly underdog perception coming into this game. It's something they relish in the men's game as well. And Frazier's Whip may be seen as champions to many already, but I'm sure Cavalier will have a lot to say about that tonight, just based off their quality, and they're already putting on some pressure on this Frazier's Whip team, but it's dealt with safely, I will say, by their goalkeeper. There's Courtney Dowdy, head coach of Frazier's Whip. He has led a very impressive unit this season. Mentioned undefeated all year. Only one draw in that. It could be quite a historic season for the team, as they have an early injury in this game.
Yeah, everything's scarlet now on screen. Head coach of Cavalier, as you've mentioned, would have tasted glory as an assistant coach for the men's team. But tonight, this one solely rests on his shoulders to deliver this elusive title for some years now for Cavalier, and to also put himself in a history book as a compliment award or a compliment championship, seeing that the male counterparts have done their bit. Janiel Minot down early in this one and receiving some medical attention.
Yeah, one thing we do know about Cavalier on a whole, their entire organization, what they pride themselves on is organization, generally speaking, on the pitch, but also a dogged nature, being very physical, as well, as we saw an off-the-ball incident there, including Chanel Spence and Mignot.
Yeah, she's seemingly in some agonizing pain and might be a forced substitution. We'll watch that one and see how it unfolds. In the meantime, Tiny Seaton, who makes her way back into the starting lineup after some time away from the team. Frazier's Whip forcing to defend right now. Not many time you will see Frazier's Whip on the defense, but another collision between Chanel Spence and Sajane Anderson, Frazier's Whip's goalkeeper. So a pretty tense start to this one, as we would have expected. It's a grand finale, and no one really wants to come out on the losing end. Yeah.
Anderson a bit late coming off her line there, giving Spence just a sight at goal, and we all know that's all she needs. And she was very brave in putting her head in there and came out the worst, I would say, of the two. So already 3.5 minutes in, but 2 stoppages. Hopefully the players that are down will be able to continue, of course.
I mentioned on the top of this broadcast, 2 forces will be colliding tonight, and so they have been doing so far in the first 3 or 4 minutes. 2 separate collisions, 2 separate injuries. Minot is still on the sidelines as well, getting some attention. Ice pack to the lower back. She seems ready to re-enter the park, and Anderson will restart. Nevergale able now. Launches this one upfield. Booted clear. Kershaw Thomas now for Cavalier. Was looking for a spectacular from distance, but missed it completely. Frazier's Whip now, moving the football as they like to do. Atkinson, interestingly, is down the middle in the front 3.
Of course, Cavalier won't mind conceding possession a bit, especially earlier in this contest. But it must be very important to them to not allow Frazier's Whip to get in a rhythm, because that's when they're so dangerous. Frazier's Whip, of course, well versed in keeping possession, but will penetrate when it calls for it. And
a sip there, a chance for a first time strike, and the deadlock has been broken by Destiny Powell. It is written. The first major mistake by Arnold and Lindsay, I would say, in this entire season. And what a time to make that. Gifted and punished. Destiny Powell. Frazier's Whip gets the lead.
In the wise words of Avon Barksdale, you only have to be a little bit late just once. And Lindsay was late just once for the first time this season, as you said, Javid. A mistake has been made, and Frazier's Whip were there to pounce. And it's almost as if she was named for this moment, Destiny Powell. Right place, right time, right finish to execute perfectly and give Frazier's Whip the lead in this contest.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to do as Frazier's Whip opponent, is to get them going, because they can get going when they want to. But Chanel Spence is on the opposing end. Can she draw level? Well done by Minot to avert the danger for Frazier's Whip. Possession back with Cavalier. Shirley has it now. Swings it inside the box for Thomas. Can she get on the end of this? Swung and missed. It was a half chance, but it was a chance nonetheless.
And Anderson for the second time early. A bit too late coming off her line, allowing the Cavalier attacker to sneak in and get first contact. Cavalier need to respond, and they need to respond soon as well. I think the longer this game goes along with Frazier's Whip in charge, will only suit the team in yellow.
Here they are again, Destiny Powell. So, as I've mentioned before, Atkinson normally plays on the wider areas and Destiny Powell through the middle. But they have seemed to switch that up. Might have been a tactical switch from Dowdy. Seeing that, probably thinking that Mr. Scarlett, the head coach of Cavalier, would want to nullify the movements of Atkinson. But as I told you before the start of this game, Lee J, Frazier's Whip, they're so efficient in every single area of this football game here. Every player is always up to speed, up to the challenge. And it's going to be quite some challenge here for Cavalier. And you don't want to get them in possession too much, because when they start, you will get frustrated. Here's another pass by David Richards. Smith is inside the box. Destiny Powell has possession. The first time cross comes in for Atkinson. Couldn't control first time. Cleared by Edwards. Shirley now has Spence up front. Gets the pass over the top. Has two to deal with. The keeper is already off her line. A chance for Cavalier. Will she find the back of the net? Just wide of the target. That's what she can do, Lige.
Pace over the top. Exploited yet again. And Spence, 2 bites at the cherry. This time Anderson, I wouldn't say she was too late getting there. Maybe a little bit too early, and it was a lucky break. And just wide. This game has been nothing but excitement to begin. And we're only 9.5 minutes less than into the contest.
Lindsay's down. Goalkeeper for Cavalier. Has been frantic. Has been exciting. But this is what we're used to, seeing a final being reflected by. And of course, we're seeing Xavier Gilbert on the sidelines for Frazier's Whip. Many of these girls would have been played under his tutelage at Excelsior. The likes of David Richards, who have won 5 schoolgirl titles there.
And it's such the perfectionist nature of this Frazsiers Whip unit. Yes, they're ahead, but still their coaching staff demanding more and more from them. And for good reason as well, because even though they are ahead, it did come courtesy of a Cavalier mistake. And additionally, they have allowed space in behind to Cavalier on several occasions thus far. The pace of Chanel Spence has been hurting them. So there are some things to tighten up on in and out of possession, but they do have that all-important lead.
Here's Seaton now. First time control, does well. Has Richards in front of her. And Powell out wide. Richards now goes for the strike! It's 2-0! David Richards! Number 44 for the season, but she sports the number 10 jersey.
It was only a matter of time, wasn't it? I figured there would be goals in this contest, and as soon as I made that assessment, I knew a certain lady would find the back of the net. Davia Richards has been outstanding this campaign, and Cavalier cannot, I repeat, cannot give her that space. On the top of the box, they call that area zone 14, the most dangerous area on the football pitch. And Davia Richards just showed why it's the most dangerous. An absolutely pristine strike outside of the right boot. The celebration to match. And Frazsiers Whip there in dreamland, 2-0 up within 12 minutes in this final.
You talk about goal scoring prowess. Well, let's talk about the deft assist from Destiny Powell. That control alone took 2 defenders towards her and created that space for Richards to have a one-time strike. And boy, did she love it. If I could get another look at that goal again, just to see the deftness in that pass from Destiny Powell, a goal and assist in 12 minutes. What a start to a final.
And you mentioned the position of Destiny Powell as well, usually through the middle. But even though she's playing down the right-hand side, consistently making runs from out to win, as Frazsiers Whip on the attack again.
Again, Asia Smith is being demolished by Destiny Powell out wide. And it's been really difficult for her to contain Kershaw Thomas now. What can she come up with for Cavalier? Still with possession. They attack in droves, they defend in droves. Frazsiers Whip not allowing Cavalier any space to really maneuver here at the Ash9 Stadium.
And it's when they attack as well, the timing of it, always drawing Cavalier onto them, and then finally, when they get that ball forward, as you mentioned.
Yeah, here's Tiny Seaton.
Last line.
And look at that first time touch. Setting up Richards nicely just outside the 18-yard box. Chanel Spence loves to go to the byline, gets the cross in. And first corner kick coming up for Cavalier.
You mentioned the deftness of that touch. That they like to call that one technical empathy. Passing with the receiver in mind. She gave Davia Richards a message, and she received it well and sent one out to devastating effect. Big mountain for Cavalier to climb now. Can they start that ascension now?
Yeah, Shanique Smith to deliver this corner kick to the back post. And now they're on the counter attack. Asia Smith up against Atkinson. Powell is up front. Can she get a second? Big save from Orlando Lindsay, but Cassandra Smith from distance again blocked by the captain. The possession still remain with Frazsiers Whip. Now with Shirley. The Cavalier gets my one, has Kaden Edwards inside, finds her. Options right, Slightly behind Kershaw Thomas, would have loved that in front of her. Is she onside? Can she get on the score sheet? Hits the crossbar. Sullivan finishes! Game on!
And Frazier's Whip are pleading for that offside call. The flag was not raised. And Chanel Spence, she looks onside. Unlucky not to find the back of the net, but the composure on the follow-up was completely necessary. And Cavalier, they needed that. And they have responded in very, very good time. They've half the lead. And it's definitely game on now.
That would have been a cheeky finish at the front post had that gone in for Chanel Spence. Unfortunately, hit the upright, but fell nicely for Tamara Sullivan to get her 6th goal of the season. It's electric here on Old Hope Road, and tempers are flaring. And the first yellow card of the game is also issued. What a game we have on our hands here. Perceptibly, that goal from Cavalier was needed because had Frazier's Whip got another one, it could have been some daylight to eradicate.
And something that was so important and it can't get lost on the viewers is the save mere moments before from Ornella Lindsay. That was crucial. That was the difference between 3-0 to Frazier's Whip and then now 2-1.
Here's Atkinson again for Frazier's Whip down this right-hand side where we're used to her. And a strong challenge coming in. And she will get some warning. Referee Hamilton just trying to calm things down. Janelle Graham with a late challenge.
Things are getting a bit testy following that Cavalier goal.
Yeah, captain and talisman Richards Davia standing over this one, has 5 players inside the box, goes to the back post, head goes up. Smith with the first time header, blocked and cleared. And Channel Spence from up front comes deep to control possession for Cavalier. Here's the goal scorer. O'Sullivan was looking for Edwards. Play broken up by Captain. This one was sent over the top for Atkinson. Still Atkinson. A long range effort from Richards. And goes over the top for a goal kick. I wonder who's beating the drum. He's been relentless.
Certainly matching the energy of what we're seeing on the pitch so far, because the action on it has been relentless as well. It's 2-1, but we've seen so many chances it could even be 3 more goals scored in this game already.
Here's Smith now for Frazier's Whip trying to turn. Clean tackle from Edwards. Play broken up. Again, looking for over the top. Abel was able to the challenge and dealt with it momentarily. Here's Spence now. Lost possession. And being double teamed by Graham and Spence. And a friendly handshake to reinforce sportsmanship. Frazier's Whip with possession. Destiny Powell and Graham is having a feisty battle over there on the right-hand side. Had a terrific semi-final outing as well, Destiny. 25 goals so far this season. Able, always sturdy in defense, always effective. David Richards for Frazsiers whip. Seaton is waiting outside, gets it, drives inside, has Richards in front of her, but blocked by Smith. The movement of Frazsiers whip is always so interesting. It's like a constant revolution, a constant revolving door. The pieces are just always moving about. It makes it difficult for defenders to mark. And here's Seaton going by the byline, still going. Stolen by Smith. And Cavalier will get the throw in. Jordan Thomas with the clearance. Another throw into Cavalier on the near side. Asia Smith seems to be down in some pain. And the referee will halt play to assess and subsequently summon in the medical staff. Ornella Lindsay might have just kept Cavalier in this one after a brilliant save. Hubert Busby, head coach of the senior Reggae girls, has been watching since the semi-finals, and of course, having seen the action, wouldn't have missed the final as well. Scarlett trying to calm things down with her girls, and Dowdy just slowly pacing by his technical area. So play to restart then. Throwing to Cavalier. An infringement call on the throw-in. Foul throw, so Frazsiers whip will have a chance at it. O'Sullivan to Shirley. Does well to keep possession. Thomas now. Seaton goes by her marker, but Shanique Smith is coming over like a raging bull and just lofting that one out of the park for a throw-in. Jordan Thomas to take the throw-in for Cavalier for Frazsiers whip. Only as far as Edwards though. Looking for Spence. Couldn't breach the defense. There's Akila Johnson. Spreads it wide. Trying to look over the top for Atkinson, who does well. Chopped off it eventually. Spence just lurking in the shadows for Cavalier. Pressuring and winning possession. Still going is Spence. Tiny in stature, but strong in mind and presence.
Handball called in the end there, but the action back on the way immediately.
And Seaton down this left-hand side has two players covering that area. Forced to retreat, puts it on top of the 18. Cassandra looking up to line up herself to have a go, but stepping up as the defense and putting that one into touch for another throw-in.
clear tactic from Frazier's Whip so far to find players on that cutback, going down either flank and then always having players lurking in and around the top of the box for a shot. We've seen it pay off to devastating effect so far with the second goal of the evening. Certainly a tactic they're looking to go back to as well.
They will retreat all the way to mine at this time. Thomas is waiting out wide. Forced to chase it a bit. Lost possession now. Thomas finds O'Sullivan. Left it behind was Thomas, and Akila Johnson will pick it up now. I think is the best defensive midfielder in the league. Here she is once more, always linking up play. Dinks that one over the top to find Seaton. Cuts in. Was looking for the run of Powell. He was darting on the outside.
Miscommunication and a collision between a couple of players. What a contest it has been so far. Both teams going hell for leather in attacking football, and I mentioned earlier that it would have been good for early Frazier's Whip goal, because probably a stamp there, because I think it would draw Cavalier out of their shell. Of course, they wouldn't be opposed to defending deep, soaking up pressure. But Frazier's Whip and their early goals really forced Cavalier to get out, play attacking. They are still playing a bit on the transition, but the transition is very dangerous, led by Spence, pressing from the front, and always threatening in behind as well.
This is exactly how they've been playing all season. The exact same tactic of use that you've analyzed and presented to our viewers listening. Frazier's Whip, they love the width of the field. They love to spread the football in the wide areas, whether it's going to be Atkinson or it's going to be Destiny Powell or Tiny Seaton on the near side. And Johnson just anchoring that midfield between the defense and the attackers. And as you've mentioned, Cavalier on the transition loves to steal possession deep in their half and then get Shirley and Thomas involved and eventually find Spence just over the top.
Doesn't seem as if Perkins will be able to continue. Look to be in heavy discomfort there.
Yeah, another look at the goals. Didn't collect cleanly. And Atkinson just leaving it for Powell, who hammered it in the goal. This one, nice deft touch to Richards. And off the half volley, made Cavalier pay, but they will respond with Spence hitting the upright, but falling kindly for Tamara O'Sullivan. Seems like we'll have a forced substitution. Give it an update shortly. Again, Spence into space. Catch it, draw level. Again, Shajane Anderson coming off late.
She was indecisive again, Anderson, but able, sprinting across. That was so necessary, because Spence was right there, ready to poke that one home. Those passes over the top or around the Frazier's Whip defense, proving very troublesome. Cavaliers certainly have found a way to intrude and pierce this otherwise sterling defense.
Yeah, Cheryl Spence, smallest on the field, but travels with such a big heart, big energy, always running at the defense. Always seems to find herself in a goal-scoring position. So, Deshauna Cole will replace Lindsay. Perkins, rather. O'Neal Perkins. Substitution. Being forced due to injury. Frazsiers whip on the ascendancy down this right-hand side again. Asia Lee has had a handful to deal with. Atkinson. It was Powell first, but seems like they have switched again. As I've mentioned before, a constant rotation of strike. Powell will go over to take the corner kick. As usual, 4 or 5 players inside the box and a few will lurk just outside of the 18-yard box. Head on goal, what a save from Lindsay. Textbook, had to be done. Coming off a man of the match, a player of the match performance in the semi-finals. Had to dig that one out.
That was absolutely fantastic, that save.
Never get able running in from deep to make strong connection. Another corner kick again comes inside. Seaton could connect properly this time. O'Sullivan clears. Spence again coming in from deep to steal possession. And this time, referee Hamilton says it was done illegally. Richards from distance.
We know she's capable.
Yeah, Lindsay has to be aware. By the looks of the position of the teammates, I'm assuming she's going to go for goal! Just over the top. Snaps her finger, she knew it was close.
Lindsay always seemed comfortable with the height that this one started at, but it seemed pretty close. Frazsiers whip with the press, but evaded.
Yeah, Smith doing well. Here's Thomas now. Finds O'Sullivan back into space. Looking for Spence to chase. Doing well is Minot. And wins a throw in for Frazsiers whip. Thomas was forced off in the first leg of the semi-final. And returning a missed kick here that lands nicely for Seaton, but tracked well by Edwards. Put back upfield by Abel. Here's the goal scorer now for Cavalier, Tamara Sullivan, asking for options. Does well to turn her marker. And Thomas not dropping in that area to really help with the transition.
Yeah, wasn't offered enough support there in her mind, O'Sullivan.
Johnson trying to weave her way through the midfield. Thomas with possession. Dinks it over the top, looking for Spence to chase, but will fall kindly for Sajana Anderson.
This time she was very much alive to the danger.
Again, lovely pass over the top to Atkinson for chase. Shirley doing well to close the space, but Destiny Powell is still going. Can she get across it? Not clear far. Here's Cassandra Simmet. Can she line up herself for a shot? Blocked by Asia Lee and eventually cleared. Not a paid promotion, of course. This one swung inside the box of the back post. Seaton should have done better there. Janelle Graham just doing enough to put her off her focus.
Yeah, the first touch letting her down there rarely as well. Just left that one a bit behind her, but a corner kick coming up for Frazier's whip. And they've been very dangerous from their set pieces so far in the game, especially with this woman over it. Stealing a few inches as well.
As usual. Captain Fantastic swings this one inside the box. Sensational! That would have been if it had scored.
Tricked me as well, Javid. It certainly tricked me as well. Looking for that Olympico was Richards, but just off. Once again, Lindsay seemed unbothered as that one flew right over her crossbar.
Asia Lee's down again for Cavalier. Yeah, we don't see those type of goals often. Had that went in, probably would have been the goal of the season.
Yeah, particularly in a final as well. The audacity to even attempt it from Richards. But one thing we've learned about her throughout this season is that she's certainly an audacious player. Has already scored an audacious goal. One of her 43. Can you imagine?
.44 actually.
Can hardly keep count nowadays.
Yeah, she's a fantastic player. David Richards. She was a former NJCAA All-American team. Made that team with 23 goals and 12 assists. She has also been signed to Florida Memorial University this season. So I have to leave in Frazier's whip here. Hopefully, in her mind, on a high, she will join Florida Memorial University for their upcoming season. Also a Hill College graduate. She's used to winning, has won 5 titles with Excelsior in the schoolgirl league as well. Here's Powell now lining up one from distance. Had Arnold Lindsay scratching and pawing her way across her goal.
Certainly worth a try. Certainly worth a try from that range, especially considering the confidence that Destiny Powell is playing with at current. That one's keeping but just evading the far post.
So many players doing well for Frazier's right now. The likes of Atkinson and Powell and Tiny Seaton on this near side. Richards. Deshauna Cole trying to run away with that. Infringement called earlier for a handed ball. Here's Akila Johnson. A real anchor to any ship. Can pick a pass. Powell again. confident and being shrugged all the way. Stephanie Morgan not letting her out of her sight, and now she goes down. Destiny Powell should be joining Buckley as well at Daytona State College. And a member of a large contingent from this team that will be going overseas for tertiary education. Destiny Powell, Sir Jane Anderson, goalkeeper. Davia Richards, as I've mentioned earlier, Akila Johnson, Cassandra Smith, Makala Williams, Keandra Leslie, Janelle Minot, Kiona Tullock. All of those that I've mentioned will be traveling overseas for tertiary education and a chance to play at another level as well. Johnson trying to squeeze Atkinson in. Spence chasing a loose end. That would have been some turn had it paid off.
Frazier's Whip always so calm under pressure, always looking for that penetrative pass through the lines. None of the players seem to be scared of getting possession of the ball at any given moment. Always a very useful skill to have in your squad.
So able to muscle this one inside the penalty area for another chance at goal. Goes to the back post. Lindsay again called upon, had to punch that one over.
Frazier's Whip seem to be going direct with almost every set piece they get, no matter the distance, and that one almost caught Lindsay out. Let's see what Richards can serve up now.
4 inside the box, 2 lurking just outside the arc of the 18 yards. Goes to the back post, dealt with by Thomas. Sullivan trying to close the space and booting that one into touch for a throw-in. Just 2 minutes left in regular time in the first half, plus stoppages. Here's Atkinson.
Lost out on that occasion, trying to skillfully keep that one in play. Unable to do so in the end. No foul on that occasion, but Frazier's Whip win it back immediately.
Paul with possession, has Johnson inside of her. Couldn't find her in that time, and a pass over the top looking for Spencer. She's playing in a very high position, just behind 3 defenders. Here's Smith. Johnson squeezes that one in. A chance for Destiny Powell to get on the score sheet again, but another brilliant save from Arnella Lindsay, seemingly trying to make up for the first error that she would have let in to cause the first goal. She has been imperious since.
That's another big save. Came out quickly and briskly. Made herself big. Corner swung in again. That one over the top from Abel. But Lindsay has been on a mission to keep Cavalier in this contest.
3 minutes of added time. Shanique Smith to launch this one upfield for Cavalier. Looking for Shirley, but will only fall for Seaton, who has been a clever player so far. Look at that deft pass over the top. And an interesting push by Thomas just to nudge Atkinson. She hasn't really been able to really play her game so far. Kershaw Thomas loves to use the wide areas and get behind the defense and get into the danger area of the box to get a strike and goal. But has been forced to really defend so far in this first half. Smith again to loft this one upfield. Cut out by Johnson. Trying to put that into space for Cassandra Smith to chase. Jody and Thomas on that occasion. Couldn't get her Google Maps correct. Here's Powell again, seated, chasing down this left-hand side. Richards already bursting through the middle. Powell still has possession. Lost it now. Whistled and it went. Over the top now. So Jane Anderson already off her line.
Well done. Very well done on that occasion from Anderson. Frazier's whip on the attack again. At least temporarily, but still in possession.
So we can clearly see the game plan from both teams. Frazier's whip exploiting the wide areas, while Cavalier trying to get those passes over the top, trying to catch Frazier's whip on the transition and to get by that sometimes very high line. But they have been equal to the task so far. Just a goal separating them. Misjudged from Asia Lee. Atkinson on the ascendancy. Gets inside the box. Has two inside there. Goes to the far post. Or maybe that was a shot over the top that went wide of the target. And that's the end of the first half. That's the end of the first 45. What a story that has been written so far in this one. Destiny Powell and David Richards getting on the score sheet for Frazier's whip. Tamara O'Sullivan cut to the deficit by 1. And that's the end of the first half. That's halftime. Frazier's whip 2 goals. Cavalier chasing by 1. So the first half highlights. Referee Hamilton got things on the way and it started frantic. A chance here presented, or a gift presented to Destiny Paul, really, who didn't think twice about it. A right-footed strike that found the back of the net. That was 1-0. Didn't control cleanly. And Powell making them pay. That was 2 or 3 minutes inside the first half. Destiny Powell getting her 6th goal of the season. And Spence chasing, trying to get back in this game. A lofted shot after the goalkeeper came off her line, but couldn't find the back of the net. But another chance will present themselves to Frazier's with Seaton getting this one out wide to Destiny Paul, who lays it off nicely for Richards. Look at this half volley. Smashing is inside the back of the net. And Coach Doty was pleased with that one. Just that layoff, I love it so much. The goal is fantastic, but that layoff is out of this world, exquisite. And look at this finish, slices in the back of the net, her 44th goal of the season. And the celebrations to go with it. But Cavalier, they would come back in this one. Kershaw Thomas getting Chanel Spence, their leading goal scorer, in the attack, off the upright, and Tamara O'Sullivan to finish 2-1 at that time. And Scarlett thinking that he might have a chance to get back in this one. But this would have been a cheeky finish had it gone in. Trying to trick the goalkeeper was Spence to go into her front post. But fell kindly for Tamara Sullivan, who finished away from the goalkeeper. Full stretch, couldn't get there. An applause from the bench. Spence kissing the camera screen. But the relentless attack will continue. This is beautiful save from Lindsay. And she will be called upon a few more times. That one, she had to dig it out of the bottom corner. And that's the end of the first half highlights. Yes, we're here at the Asher 9 Stadium. And these are the first half statistics rather. 59% possession for Frazier's Whip, 41 to Cavalier. 15 shots on goal, 12 to Frazier's Whip. 5 fouls for Cavalier, just the one for Frazier's Whip. But the all-important statistic at the top, at the end of the first half, Frazier's Whip 2 goals to Cavalier 1. Yeah, so Lijay, we've had a fantastic first half. Very thrilling, very entertaining. As I've mentioned, frantic. Talk to me about those 3 goals, especially the opening one.
Yeah, I definitely think that when it comes on to Frazier's Whip, you mentioned it. Destiny Powell, I think, who has been the best player for the team this season. Or at least in this game, this first half. I don't know disrespect to David Richards, of course. But when we speak about what Destiny Powell has been doing, usually she's through the middle. But if you were to look at the first goal, she does it early. She's on the right-hand side, but starts a diagonal run from right infield. That's what discombobulates off of the shoulder, off of that Cavalier defender. The second goal shows it even better, because when we roll forward to the second attempt, now it's a long pass, yes, it's not the usual slick build-up that we would see from Frazier's Whip. But look at the position. She's starting right, but making a diagonal run inside. When she makes that run inside and that overload that Frazier's Whip creates on that right-hand side, that's where the space opens up. The touch that you mentioned, it was absolutely fantastic. It was deft, it was brilliant. And I said, it's called technical empathy. When you give your receiver a message, Davia Richards has nothing else to do when she receives this pass but to just take it in her stride, take a beautiful touch, and then finish it wonderfully. We know that she has the skill, the capability of doing that. We know that she has the skill and capability of finishing like that, but the pass was so excellent that it really gave her a very easy job to do.
And if we could look at it again, when she received that pass, there was a defender on her outside, so she knew that she was going to be under some sort of pressure. And just the awareness of the defender on her outside to just lay it off to Richards, who was running through the middle, just created that entire space for Richards to really had a really good shot on goal, and Lindsay was beaten for pace and precision. Look at it again. Seaton cuts inside, passes out to her. Look at this defender here, was in a bad position, out of position, really. That pass is played in by Seaton. As we ask our producer to roll that pass. There she is coming now and just laying off. Look at the space that Richards have. Look at the time, the awareness. It's such a beautiful movement. But yeah, that's just two of the brilliant goals that were scored tonight. Let's take a look at the feature though that we have cooked up for you. It's a fantastic story. Two Lewis sisters, one plays for Frazsiers Whip, one plays for Los Perfectos. They're off to college in the United States. Let's take a look.
Alright, so I'm leaving Jamaica to go to the University of Maine at Fort Kent. It's a D1 college. I'm leaving on a partial football and a partial academic scholarship. I will be studying business management. I'm very interested in the business field. I have an entrepreneurial mind and I really just have a love for business. So I'll be studying nursing. So if you get a cut, you don't know if you call me.
The league actually would have played a big part because it is because they are involved in the league why they would have been invited to that showcase. It was actually Coach Xavier Gilbert who invited them to the showcase, and he was associated with Frazsiers Whip, which one of them played for, and so he was the one who actually ensured that they attended the college fair. The Premier League, the football overall, it really does play a big part in where the girls are today.
It feels great because I'm coming from somewhere where I felt like I didn't have that support behind me, because not everyone was a fan for females in football. To know that I have people that love and care about me and support me right through and through, follow me right through and through, it really feels great within, not everybody have that type of support behind them. So it feels good to know that I have this big of a support behind me. Well, the support, as usual, it's always big, always amazing, You've always seen my mom at my matches. Never missed one yet. I have my classmates here, I have my teacher here, I have my friends here, my brother, my big sister. The support is always big and I'm truly going to miss them.
I know that I'll still continue to support football. I'll still be there for the teams, but they're my babies. So if I tell you that I'm not gonna cry, that would be a lie. It's been us for a while, and going back home now, it's just me. So it's gonna be hard, but I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
I love football, but I don't just play for me. I do it for Jamaica and for the fans on the journey with us. The ones who live for every shot and cheer every goal. The ones who know that performing on the big stage means big effort with big support. And of course, chicken with big flavor.
KFC's Big Deal. 3 pieces of delicious chicken, fries, and a drink. The perfect fan fuel for cheering on or history-making reggae girls. KFC, proud sponsors of Khadija Shaw and the Reggae Girls.
World through rose-colored glasses. Try the new and delicious True Shake Strawberry.
I know what a goal that is.
Welcome back to the Ashenine Stadium at Jamaica College is where we're at for the final, the grand finale of the Jamaica Women's Premier League. Has been a fantastic affair so far. Frazsiers Whip leading this contest 2-1 up against Cavalier, an arch rival in this version of the competition. Both teams just going back through their paces to get ready for second half action. We expected a close encounter. We expected brilliant football. We expected goals, as Lijay would have mentioned at the top of the broadcast. And of course, 3 in the first half so far. We expect to see a few more in the second. Chanel Spence, of course, would love to feature among the goal scorers tonight. She has been working. Indirectly created the only goal so far for Cavalier in this contest, to the striking goal that hit the upright but fell kindly for Tamara Sullivan. Lijay, second half action. You mentioned that you'd expect to see a lot of goals. Any prediction for the second half?
Well, my prediction before the game said 3-1 to Frazsiers Whip. I'm not quite one to deviate from my initial prediction, so I'll stick to that. But the way this game is trending, it seems as if we'll see even more goals than that. Certainly from a Cavalier perspective, they'll want more goals than that to win this game outright, even though we know that they're never shy about winning a game on penalties. But it certainly has been so exciting, and I wish for even more of that in the second half.
Yeah, Frazsiers Whip would love to continue their dominance. A 3-peat is on the cards for them as well tonight if they manage to come out victors. Here they are against Seaton, switching this one lovely for Destiny Powell, but well dealt with by Shirley. I talked about the awareness of this team. I talked about the creativity and the dareness just to push the envelope, really. Frazsiers Whip, they're not afraid to try anything. Powell to take this free kick, this corner kick rather, lofted high inside the box. Head goes up, not cleared properly, still running. And Asia Lee will leave that for Lindsay to pick up. Clears first time, looking for Spence upfield, dealt with by Abel. Fell kindly for Cassandra Smith. Nice pass, but Seaton won't get there in time.
Frazsiers Whip have constantly been looking for those passes. As I said, their wingers, especially on the right-hand side, but also on the left, have been making those darting runs from out to in. So those passes from either one of their midfielders meeting that run is certainly critical in their game plan.
Yeah, this is a unit that loves to use the width of the pitch, loves to get the ball in the wide areas, and it's a team with depth in terms of wingers. Talked about a few who would have already left prior to the final, but still managing to find replacement, quality replacement at that as well. As I mentioned, Tiny Seaton just coming back into the fray after not being in the team for quite some time. Corner kick sent to the back post, punched out by Lindsay. Eventually cleared by Edwards. Spence coming from all the way back to pick up possession. Lindsay's down inside the box. Cavalier goalkeeper. have been going down quite a bit. An interesting story here, Lige. Arnella Lindsay, she's actually a midfield player, but can keep, and would have mentioned to her coach that she's seen where the team is lacking in the keeping area, and would have expressed her interest in taking up that mantle if needs be. And Coach Scarlett would have mentioned that after the first 2 games, they would have had a conversation, and he said to her, listen, we're going to need you at the back end of the season. And that's her story as to how she got in the goal. We look on at Rudolph Speed, Cavalier managing director. Also the assistant coach for the Reggae boys as well. Scarlett looking on from the sidelines on the technical area, wondering what changes can he make to really affect this game in his favor. He needs at least one at this point in time to draw level. Wonder what's on his mind. Probably was thinking of a further lead or a bigger margin. For his Frazsiers with team. But it's a lovely affair here at the Ash9 Stadium. Fans really coming out to support this grand finale. Leslie to take this throw in quickly for Frazier's whip. Cavalier now. Deshauna Cole got herself in some traffic. Here's Minot over the top for Tiny Seaton to chase. Gets there first. The whistle goes. The referee Hamilton points to the penalty spot. Not the start the Cavalier would have wanted. But what about that pace from Tiny Seaton? Blowing past by Kershaw Thomas. And in fact, I don't think she really was going for the tackle. I think she was throwing the ball away, but was really late.
I'm wondering if we can see it one more time, because I actually think possibly she did get the ball. I did see some contact there. It's just whether or not she made contact with Seaton first. But nonetheless, the decision has been made, and it's going to be Richards with the opportunity to put Frazier's whip 2 goals ahead again.
Another twist of the tail. David Richards. Arnella Lindsay. What's it gonna be? Richards rifles this one in. The 2-0 cushion has been re-established by Captain Fantastic. And she keeps piling the goals on her tally. That's goal number 45.
And at this point, she must be idolizing a player that once wore the number 45 famously. Mario Balotelli, because she has to be saying at this point, why always me? She's scoring goals at an absolutely frantic rate, and she dispatched that penalty with quite aplomb.
Yeah, Lindsay gets the right way, but the power that was on that one, well, difficult task to stop. A bullet finish. Cavalier, can they respond? If they can respond, it must be with this girl. Chanel Spencer is doing well, but being marshaled up tightly. Trying to keep her quiet is Frazier's whip. Now Richard steps over to help Jodie and Thomas, and it's a throw into Cavalier.
And Fraser's whip must be very alive to the danger of Cavalier after going 2 goals ahead again. It is always said that a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous in football.
Sullivan turns well and wins herself a corner kick.
And after going 2-0 ahead, it was Cavalier who really got in the ascendancy. Fraser's would need to try and alleviate that situation early now, albeit Cavalier have a corner looking to thrust some danger into the penalty area of the team with a 2-goal lead.
Smith again to take this corner kick. Lots of bodies inside the box. Another good looking one again, punches away. On the follow-up is Sullivan. Striker goal, what a save! Stephanie Morgan. Was actually Minot right on the goal line. Another bite at it. This time, Spence went up. Couldn't direct it goalwards. Fraser's whip, they live to breathe. On this 2-little cushion again. Destiny Powell comes the other way now. Has options inside. Gets Cassandra involved. Across the box. Here's the captain, Bud McKenzie caught Lindsay out. Wondering if that was a cross or a goal attempt.
Yeah, I'm going to assume it was a cross. Just didn't seem to wrap her foot around the delivery enough. Leading to that one spiraling off the outside of her boot. Did look pretty dangerous in the end. But with 3 players waiting at the back post, disappointing delivery.
Yeah, Atkinson as well as Richards was in the box waiting at the far post. Chanel Spence closing down the area. That's one of her strong suits. David Richards from deep. Switches the flank, finds Powell. Not the best first time touch, unusual. Leslie trying to clear their lines on a flanked pass, but Powell seems to be out of pace with it. And Ajalee just conceding a throw in on the near side. So pretty much the same sequence from the first half. Frazier's whip going ahead quickly. And Cavalier fighting back almost immediately. We're going to see a change quickly or shortly.
Fraser's whip trying to maintain their composure and play around the back, but inaccurate on that occasion from Anderson. Good pressure applied by Cavalier, and here's the change you were mentioning, Javid.
Yeah. Tatiana Pollock will be making her way in. Out comes Deshauna Cole.
A double substitution, actually, of Cole. Doesn't seem as if she executed the coach's instructions to a T. Unfortunate for the young lady. But here come Cavalier again. Fighting away, but Frazier's whip get a chance to clear.
Easily sending that one deep, repelled by Abel. Smith now trying to muscle her way in the midfield. Edwards gets the free kick for Cavalier. Smith from distance goes directly at goal. Missing the target.
Not what was required in that instance. As we tick along to the 60th minute of this encounter, Frazier's whip blistering performances at the start of each half has led them to a 3-1 lead with around 30 minutes to go. Cavalier need a goal and they need it quickly.
Shanique Smith up to her defensive duties. Finds Pollock. Guides Edwards frontwards. O'Sullivan into space for Edwards again. Edwards out wide for the substitute. Pollock! Hits the crossbar and cleared by Cassandra Smith.
And what a save that was from Anderson. The deftest of touches from her fingertips, and it was such a good pass as well. The substitute, probably her first touch, a golden chance at goal. And Anderson, the deciding factor. Oh, what a save that was between Cavalier being 2 goals down as they are.
Microscopic eyes, Lijay. I didn't see that there was a fingertip on that one, but here they come again.
Frazier's whip clearing immediately, no chances taken. Cavalier growing in confidence and authority.
What an entrance that would have been had Tatiana Pollock found the back of the net. Sir Jane Anderson, what a save that was. And again, it was the goal scorer, O'Sullivan, providing that assist. Seems to be working really diligently. And another player down.
Frazier's whip definitely do need a breaking proceedings right now, considering the growing stature of Cavalier in this game. They're inching closer and closer to getting their second goal. So a timely stoppage for the defending champions.
That would have been some motivation for Cavalier had that went in just now. I'm sure they would have had Frazier's whip on the ropes again, as we've seen in bits and pieces. Jordan Thomas was the player down. Play will restart though. Cavalier, Shirley trying to have a go. Couldn't get the proper connection. Goal kick to Frazsiers whip. Normally plays it around from the back or plays it out from the back. Decides to go along this time. Frazsiers whip. Lofted high inside the box and cleared by Abel. Corner kick to Cavalier, taken shortly. Here's Pollock. Cuts in. Tries to go by the byline. Trying to cut it on top to one of her teammates. No one was really there. And Richards taking no chances. Cleared her lines.
Has drifted deeper and deeper has Davia Richards since scoring her second of the evening.
But they're quick on the transition, especially when that girl has it. Akila Johnson was trying to get Destiny Powell on the goal, but flag on the near side. Offside. And another player down, this time for Cavalier. In the middle of the park. Stephanie Morgan. It's a real battle out there. Leslie will just let this one run into touch. Pollock has been a real injection since coming on for Cavalier. Jordan Thomas now with possession. Trying to go over the top to find Seaton. Here's Johnson. Stolen from her is Spence. Asking Shirley to make way, make space. Lost it momentarily. Here's O'Sullivan though, who got the call against her for an elbow against Richards. Yeah. Don't normally see those calls often though. So able to send this one up. Chooses the carpet instead of going aerial. Pollock now with possession. Goes line. Spence trying to find her on the return pass. Unable to do so. Here's Aja Lee looking for O'Sullivan. Destiny Powell dropping deep. Loses out to Shirley though. Abel was asking for that offside flag, but I'm pretty sure that flag wasn't going to come. But instead the whistle went for a player that is down. Seems like Destiny Powell.
Match has gotten pretty chippy as players get more and more fatigued. A war of attrition really, especially for Frazsiers whip as they try to continue to protect their 2-goal lead. Cavalier doing their utmost best to at least get a goal back in this contest to try and start a revival. So far it's the attrition of Frazsiers whip winning out.
Smith has some defending duties. Graham helping out. Pollock now. Edwards trying to get in there. Seaton with possession. Looks wide, trying to swing that one. Didn't get the proper connection. Edwards now. Out wide to Thomas. The flag goes up. Shirley winning possession illegally.
And all of these stoppages certainly suiting Frazier's Whip. They are in front. Their head coach, Courtney Dowdy, frantically checking the time pretty often as well. He knows his team are close, but 20 minutes plus is a long time in a game of football. So much can happen.
Pollock again doing well, still in possession in the middle of the park. Has options there as well. Gets O'Sullivan involved. Not the best return pass. Time now for Johnson. Richards. Powell. Still Powell has Seaton out wide. Uses Thomas instead. Nevergale able. Inside for Powell. Now Cassandra Smith back to Powell. Nice movement here by Frazier's Whip. Broken up by Asia Lee. And chasing is Chanel Spence, but able to get in there first. Minot now. Again, possession turning over quickly. As you mentioned, war of attrition. It's at this juncture we normally see tired legs and tired minds.
Seems as if the freshest mind on the pitch at current is Nevergale Abel. Really has been putting in a leader shift at the back in this second half for Frazier's Whip. Snuffing out any danger coming our way.
Seaton looking for Richards. A bit too much on that pass. Here's Cassandra. Out wide for Seaton. Into space for Atkinson. Had to be dealt with by Shanique Smith, who finds Spence. Spence seems to be having some tired legs now, unable to really get on those passes into space. So they might need a new tactic by playing it to her feet. I'm sure Scarlett wouldn't want to take off her leading goal scorer, even if she's tired. But Leslie overlapping. Can she get across it? Goal kick.
Yeah, once again, several bodies in the box for Frazier's Whip. The cross inaccurate. Overlapping right fullback. Leslie has been venturing forward much more in this second half. Frazier's Whip certainly much more attacking in that sense.
Cassandra Smith for Seaton out wide. Very skillful player, loves to cut in and just swing it inside the box. O'Sullivan though, back helping in defense. O'Sullivan going down again. Just about 18 minutes in regular time left in this one. A three-peat is on the horizon for Frazier's Whip. But can Cavalier spoil the party and create history of their own?
At this point, it would take a miraculous effort. An effort that, hold on, it's a red card.
Seems to be Edwards. So, indiscipline and frustration creeping in. I'm assuming Might have been some words. Have to keep your cool in this type of contest. Cavalier down to 10. 17 minutes left in regular time. I'm sure Coach Scarlett is so disappointed with what just unfolded. Yeah, not what you want to see in a final, really. An occurrence like this can really dampen in the mood.
Also dampen the chances of Cavalier getting back into this game.
Abel will swing this one out wide for Johnson. Leslie didn't get the return pass. Here's Pollock. Has Spence up front, but Leslie has been charging in the second half, really. Falls for Seaton, turns, strike, blocked. Eventually cleared by Shanik Smith. Pollock will pick up possession. Should get a free kick, yes. So Frazziers will be making a change. Sahai Panton will replace Tiny Seaton. Started in the second leg of the semi-final. Sahai Panton. But here's Cavalier.
That decision going the way of Fraser's whip. So much for Everdeen Scarlett and the rest of the Cavalier coaching staff to mull over now. Less than 15 minutes to go in regular time. 2 goals down. A player down as well. It was already difficult before. Now it's looking impossible, but no such thing in the world of football.
Asia Lee doing well to avert the danger. Started in the middle of the park for Frazier's whip and should get the free kick now. Doing well, the captain. Yeah, so a man down, 2 goals down. 76 minutes elapsed already in this one. It's looking really dark for Cavalier. Richards, as you've mentioned, is playing a much deeper role since scoring that second goal. Here's the high punt and dances inside. Gets Smith involved, should be in an offside position, yes. Pollock trying to do it on her own. Pollock has Shirley in front of her, snuffed out by Abel again.
Absolutely fantastic in this second half, and here goes Fraser's whip down this right hand side.
Sahai Panton has Destiny Paul inside the box. Richard is lurking on top of the 18 as well. But a strong challenge coming in from Shanik Smith again. So 2 centre backs for either team doing really well. Shady Shirley being replaced by Brianna Bianca McDonald. the game, brother. Them no work till none with the foot. None of the foot, them no get them no work. Give them in front of blocker.
Oh,
Come on, you referee here, take a broken momentum, you know. Come on, brother, I can't be support for the whole season, bro.
Frazier's whip with a throw-in behind their own territory. Repelled immediately by Cavalier.
Pollock.
She's had
again.
a big influence since coming on, but
Can't really get by this building block here. In Nevergale, Abel has been specifically wonderful in those duels. Sahai Panton. Acres of space in front of her. Graham come across to cut out the danger, but it should be placed on top. No one there. Smith again also have had a great game despite the score line. Spence all the way back in defense helping out. Still has possession. Atkinson now. This is going to be another card, I suppose. Cavalier losing it mentally.
hard not to in circumstances such as this. Chanel Spence has run tirelessly all over the pitch, involved in this duel. Felt she should have received a foul there. Nothing doing. And came and just gave a receipt.
Yeah. Really lucky as well to not receive a another red card given the intentional follow through with the right arm. Richards turning well. Sullivan now goes wide to Spence. Morgan trying to find Thomas. Graham into space for Pollock to chase. Leslie. Another yellow card.
Extremely late on that occasion. Heavy contact as well.
Seems like it was Johnson, yeah.
Full-blooded challenge on that occasion, and there was a bit of a lash out as well.
Natoya Atkinson is being replaced by Danishka Ratri. So Courtney Dowdy just trying to inject some fresh legs to see Frazsiers whip over the line here. Number 14. Also coming in, Rihanna Richards. Well, here's Pollock trying to muster up some magic on the outside of the box, but repelled. Shanique Smith is now bulldozering forward. Loses out again. Nevergale always doing enough, always effective.
Her distribution has been fantastic as well. It's not only her defensive attributes, but defensively she has been top-notch, yes, but her distribution from the back has helped Frazier's Whip on many occasions. Less than 6 minutes remaining in this Jamaica Women's Premier League final. Frazier's Whip, the 3-1 leaders over Cavalier. Cavalier down a man, or down a player, I beg your pardon. It's looked an uphill task from pretty early in the contest, but as it has gone on, it's become even more difficult.
Smith trying to, well, Spence trying to pounce just now. Players running in from all directions. Cavalier now committing a lot of bodies forward. They sense that it's now or never. Spence lays it off for O'Sullivan. Trying to turn, waiting for somebody to even lay it off to. Decides to go wide. Thomas with the cross inside the box a bit too much. And that one will run into touch. Pollock unable to get there in time. Jordan Thomas going down for Frazier's Whip. Tired legs maybe. Could also be a tactical ploy just to burn some time off the clock. Yeah, lots of action in the second half here. Few forced save by Lindsay. Here's Spence. Can she cook up something magical here to give Cavalier some sort of hope in the last few minutes in the second half? Stephanie Morgan. Oh, it's wide now for Thomas. Can she get inside the box? Two players inside the box, they're waiting. A kick and miss. Spence was on top, waiting for that pass to come, but it never did. Lost her composure when she needed it most. Kershaw Thomas. Jordan Thomas now being replaced by Kyra Grant. Cross comes inside the box. So just a minute and a half left in regular time plus stoppages. Cavalier, they're down a player. A red card to Caden Edwards. And they're also down 2 goals. If they can even force this one to go to penalties. But look at this pass. Ricky Richards. Whistle goes. Sullivan. What can they salvage, Cavalier? That might have a lot of pace on it. And of course, Sergio Anderson might trickle some seconds off the clock as well. Morgan over the top for Thomas. Being chased by Leslie, who does well. Thomas coming out. Victor O'Sullivan now. Into space for Pollock to chase, but just a bit too much again. It's been the story of the second half, really. Cavalier really not able to get the right weight of their passes to get their players really involved. As you can see, 4 minutes added by the fourth official. That's what's left of this grand finale here of the Jamaica Women's Premier League. And of course, Frazsiers will want to get an additional goal to really put this one to bed. Here's Grant. Finds Panton. Was trying to get back to Grant but lost her footing. And the old-fashioned traditional clearance from Asia Lee. Johnson. Out wide to Powell. Back to Richards. Powell has it now. Still Powell. Johnson. Free kick to Frazier's whip. In a manageable area for them. Few players can really strike the dead ball from these type of distances. David Richards is one who is on a hat-trick. Can she complete the triple? Richards. Richards goes for goal! Hits the crossbar! And the follow-up from Destiny Powell! It's a double-double for Frazier's whip. And surely, the title will head back to St. Catherine. Now, who is really the man of the match? Like Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali, Destiny Powell pounces. That's the knockout punch of the grand finale. That's her 27th goal of the season. Seconds left in this one. Spence dropping deep. Not much they can really do from here. Here's Morgan. Spreads it wide. Gets Thomas involved. Powell helping Mack in defense. She's been everywhere today as well. 2 goals on the cards. Defensively solid. Connecting. The passes really. The referee has seen enough. Frazsiers whip. I am dubbing this team the Charmed Ones. 3-peat. 3 times the charm. Coach Dowdy, a historic moment. I'm sure this is the first coach in a long while to win 3 back-to-back titles. And Everton Scarlett has done well to get his girls to this point. What a brilliant team this is. Emphatic, comprehensive, talented. And the champagne bottles pops, of course. The full-time whistle, the full-time score. Frazsiers whip, 4 goals to Cavalier 1. What a final this was. Exciting from the very first whistle. We did predict a goal fest, and it was indeed 5 goals on the night. Leslie, a fantastic performance from the wing back for Frazsiers whip. Atkinson, another brilliant shift by the number 9. Sir Jane Anderson couldn't get the score, the clean sheet tonight, but she was also fantastic and intelligent in goal. Euphoric moment for these Frazsiers Whips girls. Many of them will not be here next season. They'll be venturing overseas to apply their trade as well as getting their education further. But in the meantime, let's have a chat with the player of the match.
Davia, it was a fantastic performance by you yet again. Another title, you're used to winning, but how does this one feel?
I mean, no difference, but I just want to say congrats to my team. They came out and they gave their all, you know.
And you expected a tough game from Cavalier, that's what you're used to getting. But what did you, as captain, tell your team going into this game to motivate them?
Well, my motivation to them was let's carry out what the coach said what we need to do, and it obviously showed. The results showed
And of course, you were very quick to mention your teammates and how big of an impact they have on this win. How do you feel about the unit that you have at your disposal?
Good. It's a good unit. Everybody come together all the time, you know. So give it up for them, you know.
Well, it was an excellent performance, as I said. Thank you very much for your time and congrats again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
But this one must feel very sweet, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels so sweet because we start out the game strong and no, it just feels sweet because I defend the title and I'm leaving soon, so it feels sweet to win another title for my club.
And of course, it's very evident why you're leaving soon because you're so skillful on the pitch. You're doing everything out there at times. Sometimes I heard your coach saying a little bit too much. But what does your confidence come from?
I mean, my confidence comes from the fans, my teammates, because they have come and worked so hard. So I couldn't give up even though I was frustrated, and I just did it for my team.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Great performance, and we'll be seeing much more of you, I'm sure. Yeah, that was excellent play from Frazier's Whip. They did everything that they needed to do to execute the victory. They got the victory. You can see that their players are ecstatic at the victory as well. And I'm sure you're going to watch over this game and you're going to hear me on commentaries mentioning time and time again just how brilliant you were. Where does your composure come from at the back?
I'm in training. This is how I train, so I just bring it in the game.
And it's not only your confidence on the ball as well, but defensively as well. You were just outstanding out there.
It's based off of my team. It's like my energy feed off of my teammates. So we were having a good game, so all I have to do is just help them and just be there for them.
And after going 2-0 up, your team conceded. I'm sure you'll be disappointed with that. What did you tell your fellow defenders to calm them down and continue for the rest of the game?
It wasn't our fault. It's just a bad call. So we just have to come again. Couldn't make that break us. I was 2-0, so we were 1-up, said way. We is a leader, so from once we are lead, our confidence always there.
And Frazier's Whip, as I said to your teammates as well, you're used to winning. You've been there, you've done that. But how does this one feel?
It's different because you know about the new sponsors and all that, so probably the first team win with the league upgraded.
And of course, thank you very much for your time. Congrats, you can go and celebrate with your team. It's such a good feeling, you know, it's such a brilliant feeling. And we're seeing that so many of these players are ecstatic. The Frazier's Whip players, it's obvious that their confidence was off the charts. And when we're moving along, I'm on the pitch now. It wasn't an easy pitch to play on, but they still executed and did their jobs to such a high degree. I would be proud of them if I was their coach. And I'm sure he is very proud wherever he is, Courtney Dowdy. And we have the coaches, as a matter of fact, Courtney Dowdy and Everdeen Scarlett. We're going to speak to them very shortly. Just join us. Coming over right now. Coach Scarlett, you knew it would be an uphill battle, you know it would be a difficult game, but just how difficult was it?
I mean, first and foremost, I must say congratulations to the Frazier's team. They came here tonight and they wanted it more than my team. Yeah, we always know it was going to be an uphill task. Once you give away 2 goals early in the game, it's going to always be an uphill task.
And of course, when you speak about Cavalier, I'm sure at this point you're used to the underdog moniker. but typically speaking, you usually get over that. But this Frazier's whip team just tend to get the better of you.
Most definitely. I think you just have to go back to the drawing board, and come back again stronger next season.
And you have a very talented crop of players, we assume, because of that talent that maybe some of them will be gone. How do you plan to reconstruct this team?
Well, we just have to, go out and, find new talent, and rebuild. We are Cavalier, and we will come back. We'll be looking back to come back stronger.
Yeah, many people have been calling you the home of, many champions. You've earned that moniker as well. How do you feel personally about your group?
I mean, we have a talented group. We're just unfortunate that we didn't get the cap and the silverware this year. But, like I said, we'll regroup and come back again stronger next season.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, Coach. Thank you very much for your time and condolences on not getting the victory. That was Coach Everdeen Scarlett. Now welcoming in Coach Courtney Dowdy of Frazier's Whip. And Coach, your team just kept on winning. You had a lot of confidence. They just got it done.
Yes, and tonight belongs to them. The hard work paid off. The tired days at training and told them to just push on. And all I can say is that objective met.
And all I can say to you is congrats, Coach. You have a lot of festivities. I'll let you go and enjoy it with your team.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
So it's almost time for a presentation to get on the way. And of course, lots of festivities to follow. But it was an amazing final between Frazier's Whip. There's the mother of the twins, the Lewis twins. Didn't get to see her daughter play today for Frazier's Whip, as they've been off to college in the US, but nonetheless a Frazier's Whip supports at heart, and she's here supporting. A beautiful climax to the season. A really good promo this match was for the league. So much quality. So much of the teams right across the parishes. Many fans in their numbers came out tonight to support the ladies. And we can only expect that this league will get better and bigger as the years goes by. I mean, this one just concluded, and I can't wait to see next season. I can't wait to call more games next season. And we hope to track the success of many of these girls who will be moving on to college and university. We're seeing the match commissioner getting his flowers for his work as well throughout the season. They call him Chase. Was a school transfers coach with Titchfield, won in 2016.
You will get your own report from Kershaw Ferguson, marketing coordinator at True Shake. Thank you very much for match commission. And we ask our referees to stand by. Our 4 referees that officiated the final game.
Member from Shoe Shake also presenting.
Jacek Carr Wilson, Stephanie Dale Eating, FIFA assistant referees, and 4th official Karen Wilson. Please make your way to the stage.
We're looking at the chairperson earlier for the Women's Premier League, Stina Hudson. Kerisha Ferguson again will be presenting from True Shake.
Check. Thank you. Sorry about that. Our apologies. So, we invite referees, make your way to the stage. Odette Hamilton, please give a big round of applause to our ladies. FIFA referee Odette Hamilton, FIFA assistant referee Jacek Kerr Wilson, FIFA assistant referee Stephanie Dale
Gift baskets as well.
and the
Odette
lone
Hamilton,
gentleman in the mix, the 4th official Karen Wilson.
Stephanie Dale,
Kerisha Ferguson, acting coordinator of True Shake, making those presentations. And please, awardees, look to the cam. Remember, we have Sora. And while those presentations are taking place, representatives of Springers United,
Jacek Wilson now
Dana Jean Patterson of Federal United, Andre Robinson of Real Mabay, David Megoo of Huey, a representative from Proof Girls, Marlon Hilton of Mile Gully, Gary Robinson of Wi-Fi, and Sashana Campbell of Los Perfectos. Please
Karen
make
Wilson,
your way. You are the next set of
assistant FIFA referee as well. Well, that was
Movement,
Stephanie
who is
Dale
here?
Easton. This is Karen Wilson.
If you are a representative from a club, just come and tell me that you're here. Okay, this is Dana Jean Patterson, player with Federal United, the 10th place team.
We should see now the club cash incentives presentation from 4th place to 11th. But of course, we get some pictures for, well, off the referees.
All right, Springers. Is somebody here from Springers? Miss Cooper? All right.
Job well done to the officials. So the check presentation and Coletta Shields, secretary of the PWFJL, will make the presentation. Springers United collecting first. Federal United FC. This is really good to see.
8th place team,
All the
UWI women.
teams
The
getting
coach, Davian Megu, will receive on their
some
behalf.
club cash incentive.
7th place team, Proven Girls, Kayla Kidd,
Real
player,
Bobby collecting
Mile
their
Gully,
check as well.
Nikila Thomas, player with Mile Gully, the 6th place team. Go straight across. Wi-Fi. Is Wi-Fi here?
UE Women's FC.
Gary Robinson, the president
David
of Wi-Fi.
Megu, head
And
coach.
the 4th place team, Los Perfectos, player coach Sashana Pete Campbell. Where are you, Pete? She left. Anybody else here from Los Perfectos?
Proven Girls also collecting their check as well.
Anybody here from Los P?
My Gully all the way from Manchester.
Sora Celebration Award is next.
Wi-Fi United.
As we look to those special moments. Please welcome Jason Sawyers, Managing Director, and Anya Romay, Lead Social Media of Sora Media, to present these awards.
Now we'll have the Sora,
The Sora Celebration Award goes to, drum roll please,
This is an interesting
Davia
award.
Richards, the captain of
Presented
Fraser's
by
Whip, known for
Managing
her
Director
brilliant
Jason
celebrations.
Sawyers. Sora Celebration Award. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's creative. And a check seems to be in there as well. I remember that celebration.
And
That was in the
finishing in
semi-final.
second position,
First leg.
Chanel Little Bill Spence of Arnett Gardens.
Chanel Spence from Arnett Gardens will also get a Sora Celebration Award.
Sorry, my bad. Cavalier.
She's from Cavalier, number 10.
Sorry, Little Bill.
I'm sure this was the my head, my shoulder, my
Hard-working
knees, my toes
Chanel
celebration
Spence.
after a fantastic finish in the semi-final as well. Not a chirpy face to collect the award, of course, because they would have lost the final eventually. But nonetheless,
And I want to thank Sora Media for providing this award and a cash incentive as well.
getting a cash
And
incentive.
of course for streaming the league live. Definitely brought up the quality and the standard
Yeah, I think this
of
is
the
a
competition.
really creative award
The
to
Fair Play Award.
be
This
presented.
next award is about more than goals and victories. It's about respect, sportsmanship, and the true spirit of the game. The Fair Play Award recognizes the team that demonstrated exemplary conduct on and off the field. Let's set the standard for integrity this season. To present the award, we welcome Hubert
have the
Busby
Fair
Jr.,
Play Award.
Jamaica's senior Reggae Girls head coach, joined by Nicholas
follow.
Hudson of Kind Hearts Foundation,
The check valued at
and
$35,000.
Christina Hudson, chairperson of PWFJL. The Fair Play Award goes to Fraser's Whip.
Fraser's
We
Whip.
invite Marcia Pinnock to receive the
That's the
award
Fair-
on
Fair
behalf
Play
of
Award.
Fraser's Whip. And I want to
for
thank
the
Kind
team that
Hearts
demonstrates
Foundation
integrity,
for their
sportsmanship
support.
right throughout the season.
Now throughout the competition, we've seen some
And we're having
excellent goalkeeping.
Hubert Husby Busby,
Every
Jamaica
great
Senior
team
Reggae Girls
needs a last
head
line of
coach, and
defense.
Christina
Someone
Hudson,
fearless,
chairperson of the
focused,
PWFJL, will
possible
make
to
the
beat.
presentation.
And my daughter says a little crazy. Tonight we honor our Golden Glove winner, the best goalkeeper in the JWPL. To present the Golden Glove, please welcome
Now we'll have the
the
Golden
ladies
Glove
already out
Award
there,
being
Vice
presented.
President and Head of Women's Football, joined by Victoria Cameron, Powerade Brand Ambassador, and Steve Virgo, Financial Controller of Sherwin-Williams, each presenting a gift package. The Golden Glove goes to Sir Jane Anderson
Sir
of
Jane
Fraser's
Anderson
Whip.
wins the Frazier's Whip, wins 4 Frazier's Whip, the Golden Glove Award.
And we thank Powerade and Sherwin-Williams for their support. Up next, we'll have the
Only conceding 12 goals this season.
and display
They've been the most prolific team,
from clinical finishing
scoring
to
over
spectacular
130
strength.
goals
She lit up the scoreboard
in the regular season, plus all that they would have scored in the semi-finals and the finals tonight. And they have the best defensive record as well, only conceding 12 goals for the entire season. Congratulations to Jane Anderson. She gets a check, $20,000, and a trophy to go with it.
Want to thank our sponsors so much. Without them, we would not have had a successful league.
Presentation was made by Elaine Walker-Brown, Vice President of the Head of the Women's Football at the JFF. And a gift basket as well, now being presented to her by Victoria Cameron, Parade Brand Ambassador. She'll also get a football. And another check, it seems. That was Steve Verga, Financial Controller at Sherwin-Williams, making that presentation to Sir Jane Anderson. Now, the Golden Boots winner. And the obvious winner is Davia Richards. Whopping 45 goals this season. The Frazier's Whip captain. Crystal Walters, General Manager of the PWFJL, will make a presentation to her. She gets an honor from her team. Crystal Walters will now make the presentation. She receives a check of $20,000. And also will be getting a gift package from Supreme Ventures, presented to her by Heather Golson, Chief Marketing Officer, and Jermaine Nelson. Now to the MVP. Except for the championship trophy itself, this is a second most coveted trophy. But the most coveted individual trophy, the MVP award. David Richards will return to collect this award. She has had a fantastic season. Wonderful player she is. Winning both the Golden Boot and the MVP. Presentation being made by Christina Hudson, chairperson of the PWFJL. She will also receive a gift package from Andre Roper, marketing manager at KFC. David Richards will now be applying her trade at the Florida Memorial University in the United States. She has been signed to represent the Lions.
Thank you very much. The third place team, Arnett Gardens, they battled hard all season and they earned their place on the podium. Please celebrate our third place.
Now presentation to be made to the third place team, Arnett Gardens. The team will receive a cash prize of $100,000. Presentation to be made by Elaine Walker Brown, the VP, Vice President, Head of Women's Football at the Jamaica Football Federation. But just before that, they will receive their individual bronze medal. Brianna Crosby scored in the third place playoff. Abigail Mullins, another fantastic player. Tatiana Black. Swen Gregory, number 10, scored a brace in the semi-final. Shanice Stewart. Sorna Gardens, the third place finishing team in the 2025 season of the Jamaica Women's Premier League, after defeating Las Perfectas in the first game of the doubleheader today. $100,000 check presented to the third place team. The Junglists, Arnett Gardens. Next, we'll move into the second place finishing team, the beaten finalist, Cavalier. They will also be presented with a check valuing $200,000. Kaden Edwards there. Now Kershaw Thomas and Shannon Spence. Ornella Lindsay, the goalkeeper. Stephanie Morgan. And now Asia Lee. Captain of Cavalier. Talisha Campbell now. Second string goalkeeper. Members of staff now. Coach Everdeen Scarlett. Coming up short again, Cavalier. To Frazier's whip. They would have lost it as well in 2023. There you have it, confirmation Cavalier. Second place team in the 2025 season of the Jamaica Women's Premier League. A really, really good team. Just couldn't get the better of the team that will be coming up next. Here comes the presentation of the check valuing $200,000. Should be presented by Crystal Waters, the general manager of the PWFJL rather. Now we move on to the champions. Stacey Smith, director of the PWFJL. Kerisha Ferguson, marketing coordinator of True Shake, will present presentation to Coach Courtney Dowdy, coach of the season. Well, the winning coach, well, technically the coach of the season. Chevon Lewis, brand manager of Wasinko. Kerisha Ferguson, marketing coordinator of True Shake, will make presentation of gift packages. And Stacey Smith, director of PWFJL, will make a check presentation now. Well, seems to be a change. Christina Hudson is making the presentation. So the check is presented by Christina Hudson, the chairwoman, and a plaque is being presented as well. And that's done by Stacey Smith, the director of PWFJL. Now the ultimate presentation of the night. The winning team, Frazier's Whip. Anticipating the moment, they will also receive a check valuing of $300,000. Now the presentation for the winning team. Christina Hudson, the chairperson, will make the presentation of the check. And that will be right after members of the team receive their individual medals. Destiny Powell there. Fantastic season. Tiny Seaton. Rattray. The MVP, the golden boot winner, and captain of Frazier's Whip. She has won it all this season. Davia Richards. And now for the moment to lift this trophy. Three consecutive titles, 2023, 2024, 2025. Back-to-back-to-back champions. 3 times the charm. The charmed ones. Three-peat at this level. Is a historic moment, a historic feat. But they have become a dominant force. The last couple of years, they've now joined Waterhouse with 3 titles. Only Barbican has more titles than them. That's some 9 more titles, but a three-peat. Most time unheard of at this level. Andre Roper makes presentation. We should see 3 sets of photos taken here. Christina Hudson, the chairwoman of the PWFJL, and Andre Roper from KFC should be in the first picture with the players. And then Christina Hudson, Crystal Walters, Elaine Walker-Brown, Andre Roper with the players as well as the coach. And then the final photo should be with the players and the coaches only. So this is the first photo. (2025) Jamaica Women's Premier League champions, Frazsiers Whip, the Charmed Ones, lifting the title for a 3rd consecutive year. Title number 3. A superb team in their own right. Such a talented assembly. So much quality. From the starting lineup to the bench. As I've mentioned at the top of the broadcast, many players would have left before the finals to take up scholarships with universities and colleges in the United States, but left so much talented players still remaining in the squad to compete in tonight's final. Destiny Powell scoring a brace, holding the trophy with Nevergale Abel, who has been fantastic at the back. Congratulations and well done. Yeah, so the highlights then of the grand finale. FIFA referee Hamilton get things on the way. And a mistap here by Arnella Lindsay, the first really of the match, and pouncing was Destiny Powell. Came off her line early but just didn't collect cleanly. And Powell smashes that one in. That was her first of the evening. They would return for more. Tiny Seaton dancing inside, playing out wide to Powell, who deftly left it for Richards, who struck that one brilliantly. And Dowdy was impressed. Seaton, a really good interjection in this starting lineup after not being in the squad for quite some time. But what a moment to return and what a performance to deliver. And that was Richards' first of the night as well. 44 and counting then. Cavalier, they would fight back though. Thomas setting up Spence. Hits the upright. And O'Sullivan finishing beautifully. 1-1 at that time. 2-1 rather at the time. Kershaw Thomas just getting Spence involved there. Couldn't finish. And O'Sullivan made no mistake with the second opportunity that presented itself. And a clean finish from the defensive midfielder. And the chops from Spence. Powell will return to the corner flag. Send this one in. What a save by Arlena Lindsay. One of the better goalkeepers in the league. And then the penalty would come the way of Frazier's whip. An injection of speed by Seaton, and Richard stepping up for the second of the evening. Dowdy did not watch. Head coach did not watch. Nerves was rocking, I suppose, at that time. But confident was David Richards for her second goal of the night and 45th goal of the season. Icing on the cake really for her golden boot. And a red card received by Caden Edwards. Just a few minutes before the end, and a strike from distance hits the crossbar, and Powell with the follow-up. Her second of the night. Her 27th of the season. Richards from a free kick hitting the crossbar. Might have had a glove in there, Lindsay, but couldn't get it clear. Fell for Powell. And that was the end of it. 4-1. Champions, Frazier's whip of the Women's Premier League 2025 season. 63% possession for Frazier's whip, 37 for Cavalier. 21 shots at goal, 15 on target for Frazier's whip, 6 for Cavalier. And some 16 fouls, 12 to Cavalier, 4 to Frazier's whip. 10 corner kicks, Frazier's whip sharing getting the lion's share of that, 6-4. And 2 yellow cards going to Frazier's whip, and 1 red card going to Cavalier. So yeah, that's the end of the 2025 season. The curtains has been drawn, and what a fantastic affair it was. Frazier's whip getting the better of Cavalier, lifting their 3rd consecutive title, and a championship going back to the parish of St. Catherine. That's it from us here. Sora Media Production carrying this wonderful league. My name is Javid Bryan. It has been a pleasure covering this wonderful game for you guys. Throwing back to the studio now.
Congratulations to the 2025 Jamaica Women's Premier League champions, Frazier's Whip. You guys have had, to say the least, a stellar season, and Coach Courtney Dowdy should surely be happy. And I know Leger Williams is as well, because as you heard earlier, he predicted right. Guys, thank you for tuning in to what was a stellar encounter. And before you go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content. I am the Sports Girlie. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and see you next season.